The other day at my job, my coworker asked me, how do you put a hit out on somebody? And I work in a library, so turn in your books, that's all I'm saying. She thinks shoes are optional, but late fees are not, right? I found out the other day that one of my other coworkers doesn't eat the center of Pop-Tarts. Like, she just eats the crust, just goes around, pop, 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 because the center tastes like happiness. And she just throws it away instead of like feeding her 3 kids. That's kind of a big deal for me. Like, I've never met an actual serial killer before, you know? Normally I find out about serial killers when I watch the documentary. Now I might actually be in the documentary, you know? Like, well, she was quiet. She kind of kept to herself. She was a little weird about Pop-Tarts. And now that I think about it, it all makes sense now. It all makes sense. You can probably tell by my complexion that I watch a lot of documentaries about serial killers. Which ones? All of them. I've seen them all. And I've noticed one thing. Like, America likes to think we're really good at serial killing, but when you really break it down, it's kind of like soccer. Like, we think we're really good, but the rest of the world routinely beats us in that. Like, there's guys in South America that are like stacking bodies in mass graves single-handedly, so we got a ways to go. There's a guy in Pakistan that killed 100 people in 6 months and turned himself in. It's fucking gangster right there, that's all I'm saying. Meanwhile, we're over here like, have you heard about this one? He's a clown. Yeah, man. Talk about a smooth criminal, right? 100 people in 6 months. Like, he didn't just kill a few people and then beat it. No. He stuck around, wanted to cultivate a real thriller. And he didn't stop till he got enough. And the only person he had to answer to was the man in the mirror. It's human nature. Like, if you took John Wayne Gacy and Jeffrey Dahmer and the Unabomber and Ted Bundy and the Son of Sam and that twatty little bitch that killed Gianni Versace, you get like 96 total. And all of those dudes got caught. Every single one of them. And they've all got documentaries or TV series about them. That's all I'm saying. I think America could do better. That's all I mean. Like, the title is vacant, you know? Like, we could maybe even turn it into a reality TV show. Like, America's Next Top Serial Killer. Obviously hosted by Nicolas Cage. It'd either be like one really short series or one really long series, depending on how good the contestants are. You know what I mean? Just one indefinite series, maybe. If serial killing was genetic, would you want to know? Like, if murder was genetic, would you want to know that you were, like, capable of it? Or, like, that you were going to do it eventually? Like, I've never done one of those Ancestry, like 16andMe or whatever, tests, you know, like gone to one of those websites, like didyourfamilyownpeople.com. I've lived in the South way too long to find out anything good about that. You know those tests where you like spit in your mom's mouth and you find out that like your grandkids are gonna have red hair? I've never done any of that. I've lived in the South my whole life, and knowing more about people that were born before the 19-teens isn't gonna benefit me in any way possible. Like, I knew 3 of my grandparents, and that was one too many. And I do know some things about my mom's side of the family. Like, I know we had one person at least fight for the Confederacy, and while arguably not a good thing, I know it's popular in certain areas of the country, still arguably bad. I also know that on that side of the family I'm related to the Wright brothers, so in a way I'm kind of responsible for 9/11. I am from Burlington, North Carolina. It's about 20 mistakes that way. I lived there my whole life pretty much, and we didn't really have things like open mics or like coffee houses or comedy or culture, anything like that. We're probably most known in recent times for building a shopping center where we put a Dick's Sporting Goods beside a BJ's Warehouse, you know, for convenience. Yeah, we literally built a meme that we didn't get, right? Like, we could have put a handy Hugo's gas station and a Jiffy Lube in the parking lot, and we'd have just been like, yeah, man, fresh pair of Nikes, 48 pack of toilet paper, get your car fixed. That's a Burlington Saturday. It's a Burlington Saturday. And I think because we didn't get the joke about the shopping center because across town, in the older part of town, we had a shopping center called Cum Park Plaza, spelled exactly how you think it is. And I get it, sounds like a good time, but she didn't really want to stay there too long and become a sticky situation. My grandmother used to take me shopping there and leave me in the car like I was a dog or an infant. And she was a real piece of work, which means she didn't just talk about colored pencils. She was real stubborn. When she got her mind set on things, like that was how it was going to be no matter what. And when The Passion of the Christ came out, she made us go take her to go see it. And if you've not seen that movie, it's a movie about a bunch of Italians beating up a Jew. It's basically Goodfellas. It's the same movie as Goodfellas, pretty much. So we took my grandmother on Good Friday, and whenever the movie came out, 2004 maybe. And if you've seen the movie, there's a scene in there where like the Romans are just like really giving it to Jesus, just like can't stop, won't stop, don't even know how to stop, right? And the whip gets stuck in his side, and they tug and they pull, and it rips out chunks of him. It's famous because if you watch the DVD with the commentary on, you can hear Mel Gibson jizz in his pants. Oh, crikey, you've sullied me pantaloons. So I don't speak Australian. That's just an approximation, maybe. But at that moment in the movie, I look over at my grandmother, and she is fast asleep. My dad had to give her the elbow and say, "Hey, wake up, he's getting his ass beat." Man. Did y'all know they're making a sequel to The Passion of the Christ? This is absolutely true. Absolutely, man. And it's about the resurrection. I mean, spoiler alert. It took them a little longer than 3 days to make it this time, but they got around to it. I feel like that's a little bit of a cop-out in terms of subject matter. Like, I think it'd be a lot cooler if it was just a movie about, like, Jesus and his boys just, like, kicking it on, like, a Tuesday afternoon. They've already turned the water into wine, roll up into the club, like Dre and Snoop in the video for the next episode. Yada-da-da-da, it's the resurrected J-S-U-S. All right, I'm JT Cole, y'all. Thanks for listening.